Okay, we have this 2007 Yaris, and I have the passenger side headlight that's been giving me trouble. Anytime it gets moist outside, it just sucks up the moisture inside this headlight casing, and that causes all sorts of havoc on the light bulbs and the light bulb fittings.
Because of the moisture in the headlight, I've had to replace turn signal bulbs that have had the connections rust away. I've had to replace sockets for the bulbs that have rusted away, and I've even dried out the headlight with a hairdryer, but the very next rain causes it to fill back up with moisture again.
So we're at the point now where we need to replace this headlight completely. So what I need to do is take off the clips on the bumper to give me some space. This little clip actually clicks into the headlight. We got this one up here. There's going to be one behind this section of the bumper I'll have to pull back. And then once we get everything off, we can pull this off. There's one more bolt that's going to be behind there. We can put in our new part. So I have a new part, and we're going to get this all set up.
The first thing that I want to do is to pop off the tabs across the top of the bumper to give us more room. These tabs just require that you lift the top tab, then you should be able to pop the rest of it out.
Get this one out.
And I actually did go ahead and remove all of the tabs in the top bumper.
Okay, and that does give me a bit more space. I'm going to try to undo the... Okay, there is actually an actual bolt that needs to come undone first, right here. Okay, so that is out. I should be able to pull those down. And there is the other bolt that we need to gain access to. So I think we have access to all the bolts we need to take this out.
I'm using a 10mm socket on all of these bolts.
Okay, got this out. Now it's the tricky one that we have to bend back a bit. Okay, got that one out. Alright, before I go too much into others, I'm going to start unplugging these guys. This one. Okay, so it's not in there. I'm going to take this one off too. I don't know what this is, but it appears to be getting in my way. Okay, we got the old one out. It was a lot easier than I thought, actually. There's a couple of bulbs in here, actually the bulbs in here too, that we need to swap over to the new part. Oh boy. Looks like the light bulb came out. There's all the moisture. You can see it just pooled up with water. That's not good. Anyway, we also got this one we got to pull off. Alright, I'm also going to dry this off. Don't want any moisture on this when I put it back in. There was a little bit of moisture up in there. I'm going to dry this off too. Okay, I'm just going to blast a little bit of WD-40 down in here. I should displace the water. Then I have one of these foam paint brushes to try to jam in there and sop everything up. Oh yeah, that's working great. Alright, then I want this to be nice and dry as well. Let's put this in the sun a bit. Okay, while this is in the sun, I'm going to take the old bulb out of this one. So to do that, we pull this back. It's a lot easier with the whole thing out, but you can do it even with this not out. There we go. So we have the old light bulb. Be careful with this. Whenever you use it, don't touch the glass part. You only want to touch the base part. Let me see. I don't need to take the rest of this off, I don't think. Yeah, the new part has that already. So that's nice. I want to put in the light bulb. That third tab to the top. Okay, and the new design makes the tab a little easier. At least it felt easier. Okay, and then we put our rubber grommet on there. This helps keep the moisture out. Okay, now we can pop the bulb back in. Alright, so now we want to set up the harness on the new light assembly. Both of these are going to be in the yellow section here. So the bigger one goes in the bigger hole. We got this one in this hole. There. So this assembly makes it easy to clip in once we bolt this guy back in there. Okay. I did have a little bit of space issues. Okay. I think the way I want to do this is put this in front first. This has to go way under there. Okay, so it's generally in place. I haven't hooked up everything back up yet, but what I want to do now before I do that is to make sure I got space to clip everything in and that the lights still work before I fasten everything up. Okay. So let me test the headlight and make sure the turn signals work. Headlight on here, got that there. Headlight on there, got that there, okay.
And now the turn signal.
All right, I'm happy with this. I'm ready to bolt everything back in. There we go. Took some force to get that popped over there. I probably would have done it if I just blasted this bolt all the way down first, but let's get this top one in before anything else. Okay, the next one I want to get is this one deep behind there. Alright, that one is in place. I want to get this figured out before I batten up all the tops here. Okay. So this appears to go in there. Okay, that's in. And this one will actually connect into the headlight, so we got to make sure this is just right. You can see that it is. Got some light poking through there. Okay, that is all the bolts. This headlight is firmly in place. Now I want to take off this protective plastic. Okay, so let me see if I can clip this guy back in. Okay, so it was one of these type of clips that was in there before. Although there could have been work on this car, and I don't know if this is factory for this part, but I'll just jam this guy in. So these clips aren't the original Toyota parts, but I have these. These are brand new. I think they're going to do a better job.
I got my clips from a kit from Harbor Freight, but you can find these on Amazon as well. I'll put links to both of them in the description.
Let's give it one of these guys. I'll still give this one just a little something here. Okay, so we got some clips in now. Keep that bumper secure. Okay, and we are now done. We got the headlight fully replaced. Everything hooked back up.